Welcome back to the 1 Minute Trader. Today's thoughts are on a item that I don't trade every day, but one that's getting kind of interesting, and that is pretty simply stated: sugar. Sugar's been getting hammered again. It's a really long, slow sell-off that began back in the peak of 2011. And I bet you if you took a look at soft drink sales, especially sodas, I bet you this preceded the peak in overall soft drink sales 5 or 6 years ago. I would ask any of our members and subscribers to take a look at that and see if you can find that information on beverage data. But I bet you that aligns very nicely with telling us the peak in soft drink sales was coming. Another thing I'm looking at here is, again, this is a 7-8 year, over an 8-year chart, and our recent high, was seen in September of 2011. Our recent low was September of 15, and that took us all the way down to 1016. We're currently sitting at 1284. Listen, sugar's not going to go to zero, but there may be an opportunity here shortly if it got down to that 1050 area. But I wanted to point out, if you peek back a little bit, sugar has traded as low as 845. See? So I wanted to bring up that time frames are really important. And if you're going to be a longer term trader, you really need to look at this chart as you would an intraday chart if you're a day trader. So what do I mean by that? Well, this could be one day, or it could be, going back to 2005, 2004 here, so over 14 years, 13, 14 years. And it gets to be, especially in these continuous contracts, it gets a little clearer. I'm going to bring up a weekly chart here. And you can see this is just a picture within the picture, and sugar has been much lower before. I mean, matter of fact, it went all the way back here to and this was 1965. So again, the charts that have been of items that have been trading for a long time, $1.25 to a high of 65 there in 1974. So we're just in this, we're in an overall range. But if you could pick up some down into the high sixes, that'd be an interesting long-term play, I would think. And as long as 5 held, you'd have to hold on. But if you're a short-term trader, there's absolutely no reason today to be trying to get on board this. Why do I say that? Well, the trend very clearly is down. And the value area, even for the shorter time periods, takes you down to, the 9s if you bring it back a few years. So I would think that this has got to try to push down and at least test. If you go back to 1992 here, so that's 25 years, value area is back here at about 1166. So that might be a good place on a short-term trade, but again, no hurry here. So I wanted to bring up that the fact that you can trade some of these other commodities on a longer time frame, smaller size, if you do your homework and really pick your spots and understand that you may have to buy, roll out, and there's a cost of buying and selling. But I would buy out, 6 to 8 months at a time when you do pick your spot and when you do buy. So wanted to point out sugar, not something that people talk about every day, but you can see it's the volumes kind of peaked here with the low and try to get a bounce, and you can see the bounce took us right to the 50% retrace, interestingly enough, and then has rolled over and tested again. So if you had been involved watching this go down and saw that area here at 27, 22, 77, 88, that would have been a fantastic area to sell and come back. So now you're in a kind of wait and see, but this is another way that you can put something on your screens, take a look at, set some alerts, say, hey, alert me when it gets to 12, alerts me when it gets to 13. But for me right now, even on this chart, it would have to close over 16 today for me to be slightly interested in a long trade. So we're nowhere near it, which takes it right off my screen to even try to catch a falling knife. So that's it. Have a great day. from us here at the 5 Minute Trader. Drop us a note if you have any questions. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.